Hare Krishna. Can you hear my voice? Am I audible? Okay, let's start. Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamini Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshadarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Thank you all very much for joining today's session. We have been discussing from the fifth chapter of the fifth canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, and I apologize. Actually, by mistake, I deleted the video from YouTube because there was one of, if you remember, Radha Pramod Prabhu was, we thought he was going to join, so I kept the video on for him. But then I think he got stuck up with something, he could not join. So there was that 2-minute video which I wanted to delete. So, but by mistake, I chose my video and deleted it. So that the last session got lost. So what I'm going to do is now recap it, and then we will move on. As I told you, for today and tomorrow for this week, I will have to end my session exactly at 8:15 because I wish to go and attend morning Bhagavatam class at Radha Gopinath temple. So I'll do whatever I can, and I apologize for ending the session early. So we have been discussing about Rishabhadev's teachings to his sons. Nayam deho dehabajam niloke kashtan kaman arhate vidbujam ye tapo divyam putraka yena sattvam shuddhyed yasmad brahma saukyam tvanantam. So we saw Rishabhadev says, Deha Bhajam means those who possess body, that is the jivas. Na ayam driloke dehaha arhate. They should not use this human body. Kashtan kaman for enjoying objects which eventually give suffering. Yehi samsparshaja bhoga dukkha yonaye evate. Adyantavanta kaunteya nateshu ramate buddha. So intelligent people do not take pleasure in enjoying that which gives temporary pleasure, which has a beginning and an end. Kashtan kaman, vidbujamye, which is available even to the stool-eating hogs. That kind of pleasure. Ahara nidra bayamaitunam cha samanyametad pashubir naranam. Okay. This ahara nidra bhaya and maitun is available in all the animals also. But if a human being is utilizing his life exclusively for ahara, nidra, bhaya, and maitunam, then he is no greater than an animal. Dharmo hi tesham adhiko vishesho. Dharmena hinaha pashubir samana. Okay. What distinguishes humans from other species is dharma. Dharma according to their adhikar. So if, as a human being, if one fails to even inquire about what one's adhikar is and what one's dharma is, what to speak of following that dharma, then that life is animal life. So the first instruction of Rishabhadev to his sons is that, my dear sons, understand that human life is valuable. Please do not use human life um, as an animal life. And what you should do, tapo divyam, perform austerities. But what kind of austerities? Divyam tapaha means austerity for attaining the Lord, transcendental austerity. Perform that. What happens by that? Yena sattvam shuddhyed. By that the heart becomes purified. Then what happens? Yasmad, from that purified heart, which has been purified by the practice of bhakti, Brahma saukyam to anantam. One gets infinite happiness in relationship with the Lord, in prema. Yasmad Brahma saukyam to anantam. Anantam Brahma saukyam. Yasmad. So then, so here Srila Krishna Chakravarti Thakur says, in order to establish Bhakti Yoga, he first says that material enjoyment should not be practiced as the goal in life for a person with a human body. Kamasya nendriya pritir labho jiveta yavata जीवस्य तत्व जिज्ञासा नार्तो यश्चेह कर्मभिः. One should not have desires which give trouble, such as seeing or touching a woman. Why? Because these desires are available in the pig body also. By enjoying material objects, the human body becomes equal to that of the pig. One should strive in the human body for what is not available in the pig body. That is dharma. Austerity is the distinguishing characteristic of human. See, we were discussing yesterday or day before yesterday that austerity means what? Austerity means farsightedness. Animals are not farsighted. Therefore, they always aspire for immediate pleasures. They always aspire for immediate pleasures. They are not farsighted. Whereas, why actually tapasya is seen in human beings? Because human beings have that farsightedness. And what is tapasya? Tapasya means sacrificing some immediate pleasure for sacrificing a less tangible immediate pleasure for a more tangible pleasure which we would get in the future. That is austerity. So austerity, it's not that animals are incapable of being austere. They can be austere. All that they need to do is to not eat for a while or not drink for a while. But the point is there has to be a stimulus for that. There has to be an impetus for that. Why they should do it? Should they, there has to be an understanding of a higher pleasure that can come. If there is no understanding of a higher pleasure and a higher goal of life, then what would be the stimulus to sacrifice the immediate pleasure? If there is no understanding of a tangible pleasure which would come later. So austerity is seen only in human beings because they have an ability to understand future pleasures which may be more tangible. That intelligence is there only in human beings. Therefore, tapo divyam, don't just perform any austerity. Tasyaiva hetoh prayateta kovido nalabhyate yad brahmatam uparyadah tallabhyate dukkavadanyata sukam kalena sarvatra gabira ramhasa. He says that as a human being, don't even perform tapasya for getting something which is available in these 14 planetary systems. Perform tapasya for something which can take you beyond these 14 planetary systems, beyond this world. Tapo divyam putraka yena sattvam shuddhyed. By performing austerities in the form of nishkama karma yoga, etc., you can get purification of heart. Sattvam shuddhyed will happen. But Brahma Saukyam to Anantam, that we will not get. Here, Brahma Saukyam means the bliss of prema. That bliss of prema is possible only when that tapo divyam is devotional. O sons, by this austerity, the antakarana becomes purified. Okay. Then we saw the next verse. How does one get the impetus to perform divyam tapa? This transcendental austerity. Mahat sevam dwaram ahor vimuktes tamodwaram yoshitam sangi sangam mahantaste samachittaha prashanta vimanyavah suhridas sadavoye. So he says that Mahatsevam Dwaram Ahuhu Vimuktehe. Only by service to saintly persons, one can get two types of liberation. One is the impersonal liberation, and another is the liberation with prema. Okay. So only by service to mahats or saintly persons can one get. Okay. Tamodwaram yoshitam sangi sangam. And the door to hell is opened by associating with people who are attached to enjoying with women. So in this context, we were discussing the other day that in the Shastras, associating with womanizers is criticized more than associating with women directly. Why? Because associating with women contaminates the swabhava. One gets attached to it. But guilt may be there that I am doing something wrong. But when you attach yourself with those who are womanizers, when you see few more people doing the same nonsense that we are doing, they take away that guilt. It gives a sense of validation. Yeah, what I am doing is right. It's not all that bad. So many people are doing. Even as devotees, we will say that, okay, I'm doing something. If you have some other senior devotee to point out to, see, Prabhuji, he is also doing it. So what is wrong? So as long as you are attached, there is some hope. But as soon as you get someone else who is more senior, whom you can point out and say, he is doing, which means valid. Like in law, they have, right? That if there is a precedence, then you have to just quote the precedence. You don't have to argue. If there is a precedence for something in that particular similar case in law, you just have to quote the precedence. That's it. If you quote the precedence, you don't have to prepare an elaborate defense. It becomes very easy. Okay. So similarly, this Yoshitam Sangi Sangam, the problem is, this precedence, all that you need to quote is once you see one person who is doing it, it removes that guilt. It gives a sense, it gives a false sense of validation. Yeah, if they are doing, then what is the problem? Then I can also do. But as long as we are the only person doing it, then we will always have the guilt. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. But when that maybe I am doing something wrong is taken away, then we become shameless, sense gratified. Then that becomes a problem. That is why Yoshitam Sangi Sangam is more dangerous than Yoshit Sangam. Similarly, Bhagavat Sangi Sangasya Martyanam Kimutashisha. Similarly, association with devotees is more powerful than associating with Krishna himself. Bhagavat Sangi Sangha is more powerful than Bhagavat Sangha. Because when you see other devotees serving the Lord with great attachment, it stimulates us. Otherwise, if we are just left with the deities, our standards will go down. Our standards of deity service will go down. But once you have association of devotees who have great love and affection for serving the Lord, in their association, even though we may get less service to serve the Lord because there are 4 people who are sharing that service, that 1/4 of service that we get to do to the deities, we will do it with much more intensity, attachment, love, affection, etc. So, therefore, associating with either sinful people, people who are committed to living a life of sin, or associating with people who are committed to live a life of devotion is more powerful than actually associating with the sin itself. Same with, you can say drug addicts or anything like that. If you are alone struggling with drugs, then when someone comes to help you, it's okay. You may take. But if you have a company of 10 people who are all your fellow drug addicts, you know, every time you think that maybe today I should leave it, if four people around you are doing it, you will naturally feel inspired to do it. You will that conviction to or that desire to give it up will not be there. So mahat sevam dwaramahor vimuktes tamodwaram yoshitam sangi sangam mahantaste samachittaha prashanta. Who are the mahats? He says there are two types of mahats. One are the impersonalists. Here impersonalists are not mayavadis, because by serving them we will not get anything. We will go to hell only along with them. Okay. Here we are not talking about mayavadis. Here by impersonalists, it refers to um, the Jnana yogis and the Ashtanga yogis who are aspiring after Sayujya Mukti. Okay. They have the impersonal destination as a goal. Uh, Not that they say that the absolute truth has no form, no name, no qualities, not like that. Uh, they do accept a personal form of the Lord, but as a goal, they wish to attain the impersonal Brahma Jyoti. That's all. Okay. Mahantaste samachittaha prashanta. So the impersonalist sees no differences. Vidya vinaya sampanne brahmane gavihastini shuni cheva shvapake cha pandita samadarshina. He says, okay, whatever the external body is just like a dress, but the soul is the same. They don't see any differences. And a devotee also is samachittaha. So what is the meaning of samachittaha? A devotee samachitta means he has empathy, compassion, empathy. Just like he sees himself as non-different, he sees others as non-different from himself. When he sees that, oh, others are just like I feel very bad when people don't talk to me properly. Similarly, they must also be feeling bad if I don't talk properly to them. So therefore, let me talk properly to them. Just like I feel insulted if someone neglects me, similarly, they might also feel neglected if I insult them. So let me not neglect them. So in this way, there is empathy. Okay. Um, there is empathy in seeing others, that they are able to see others as themselves, putting others, uh, putting themselves in other people's shoes and able to feel their pain and suffering and act accordingly. That is samachitta. That is devotee. Prashanta, the impersonalist is Prashanta, very peaceful. But Prashanta for a devotee means one whose intelligence is fixed in Krishna. That is Prashanta. And both of them are Vimanyavaha, free of anger, because they are free of material attachments. Suhridaha, they are friendly to all. And Sadavaha, they don't see fault in others. The impersonalists also do not see fault in others because they don't consider this material existence as very uh, worthwhile. So there is no point finding faults with, oh, this is good, this is bad. They don't engage in that. Okay. So here, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti says, from the human body, one can gain deliverance or fall down. The cause for both lies in the human body. Because as we saw, human form is only um, human form is only this human species is the only species where we gain karma. Our choices really matter. But in the other forms, we only spend karma, we don't gain karma. Karma is only spent. So human body is a very important juncture. Association with the saintly is the door for different types of liberation. It was mentioned in the previous verse that one attains the infinite happiness of Brahman. That Brahman has two types, impersonal and personal. Okay. Because the first verse says that Brahma Saukyam to Anantam. So Brahma Saukyam can mean the bliss of impersonal merging in the impersonal Brahma Jyoti, or it can also mean the bliss of Prema. Thus the word V indicates a variety of liberations. Vivida Mukti, merging and becoming an associate of the Lord. Mahantaha also means two varieties of saints, worshippers of the impersonal Brahman and worshippers of Bhagavan. Of course, here we should understand worshippers of impersonal Brahman does not literally mean that they worship the impersonal Brahman. What it means is that their goal is impersonal Brahman. Okay. And they are not literally worshippers of impersonal Brahman. They are actually worshippers of the personal form of Krishna only, of the personal form of God. But here worship means aspiration. Worship means aspiration. Worship does not literally mean that they worship the impersonal Brahma Jyoti. Okay. Worship means here meditating, and meditating as the goal. Okay. Meditating as the goal. So they consider Brahman as the goal. So they meditate on that Brahman as the goal. So that kind of a meditation, you can take it as worship. You can take it as worship, but it is not really worship. They worship the personal form only. Their differing qualities are described in double language. Samachittaha means one who sees no differences. This is for the impersonalist, and one whose heart is sincere. That is the devotee. Prashantaha means one who is peaceful, and the devotee whose intelligence is fixed in the Lord. This is for the impersonalist and the devotee. Shamo madnishtata buddhehe. Shamaha means intelligence fixed in me, Krishna says in 11th canto. Vimanyavat suhrida sadava has the same meaning for the impersonalist and the devotee. Sadavaha means those who do not see fault in others. Sadavo, sadhubhushana. Okay. So this is where we ended the other day, but we lost that video. So let me try to complete one more verse today, and then we will open up for some discussion. Okay. So, ये वामयीशे कृतसौहृदार्ता जनेषु देहम्बरवार्तिकेषु गृहेषु जायात्मजरातिमत्सु न प्रीतियुक्ता यावदर्ताश्च लोके. Ye, the devotees, maya krita sauhridartha, those who have made their goal of life affection for me. So after talking about the two types of transcendentalists, he says, but the devotees, maya krita sauhridartha, they have made their goal of life not attaining me, but developing affection for me. Sauhrida artha. The Lord is not just their goal, the Lord is their object of affection. Yeva mayishe krita sauhridartha. Ishe. And who am I? I am the Lord. Na priti yukta. And do not show affection. Janeshu. For persons. Dehambara vartikeshu. They do not show affection for persons who enjoy talks about people attached to eating and drinking. So, it is mentioned, they do not show affection for persons who enjoy talks about people attached to eating and drinking. They do not show affection does not mean, it means that they don't have a sense of sauhard, because this has to be taken in conjunction with what has been mentioned. Yeva mayishe krita sauhridartha janeshu dehambara vartikeshu na priti yukta. They do not have affection, means they do not have a sense of you can say, not that they are not well-wishers, but they don't have a sense of like-mindedness. That like-minded affection, that is not there. It's not that they don't have affection for those people who are attached to eating and drinking. That that but that affection does not manifest as sauhard. It manifests as anukampa, because sauhard has uh, a connotation of kind of friendship, the friendly attachment, where you want you want to associate with this person for your emotional fulfillment, an emotional connect, okay, an emotional dependence. That kind of an emotional dependence the devotees do not have on those people who are attached to eating and drinking. So here affection is not a very complete translation of uh, na priti yukta, because na priti yukta means uh, priti lakshanam. Priti lakshanam means you want to uh, uh, you want to have an equal or a dependent relationship. Sauhard. That sauhard they don't want to have with these kind of materialistic people, but affection manifests in the form of anukampa. That's how we should understand. That does not mean materialistic people, you don't have compassion also. Why? Because Rishabhadev says, na priti yukta, there should be no priti. So here, priti should mean sauhard, a kind of dependence, uh, a kind of dependence. Ishware tadadineshu balisheshu dvishashtu cha. Prema maitri kripa upeksha yakkaroti samadhyama. So there has to be kripa towards those who may not be qualified. But there may not be, it may not be so hard. Okay. That may not be there. Griheshu jaya atmata ratimatsu. And those who have houses, wives, sons, and wealth. It's not that they hate them, but they don't feel a sense of emotional dependence on them. Okay. Griheshu jaya atmaja ratimatsu. Yavadartascha loke. They remain in their houses simply to spend their money on glorifying the Lord. Yavadartascha loke. Whatever they have, they like to spend on worshipping the Supreme Personality of Godhead and glorifying the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That's all. They don't have a desire for anything else. Okay. The extraordinary qualities of the second type of person are described. Those devotees have as their goal preeti for me, the Lord. They do not consider anything else as the goal of life. You see here, they don't consider associating with those kind of materialists as the goal of life, but they can have as the goal of life to help these people. That is possible. Sridhar Swami explains that the word va indicates that the devotee is indifferent to everything else. Okay. They are not attached to those who enjoy living or discussing with persons attached to maintaining the body, with eating and drinking, who have houses with wives, children, and wealth. Why do the devotees remain in their houses then? Hmm. Why do they remain in the houses then? Since they can perform bhakti such as serving the Lord's lotus feet, which requires wealth, by that wealth that they possess in family life, they remain in their houses. Okay. For engaging in some aspects of devotional service, you do need wealth. The word tavat should be supplied along with yavad. Yavad arthas chaloke tavad. Uh, like that. Okay. Any quick discussion points, comments, questions, anything anyone would like to share, ask, add? As I told you, today and tomorrow, I'll be taking only till 8:15 because I would like to attend the Bhagavatam class at Radha Gopinath temple. There's something in the chat box. Let's take them first. One who knows the Lord as a form, what is their motivation for Sahajya Mukti? Why not desire service to the Lord? Can you give examples of personalities who worship the Lord but aspired for Brahman? Thus, Vishishtadvaita in Sri Sampradaya comes under this. Okay, so now this is an often asked question, and I think we have answered this many times, but still these questions will keep coming because these are natural questions. Okay, so if someone knows that the Lord is a person, why would someone want to go to the impersonal Brahma Jyoti? Why would someone want? Uh, See, this is not very difficult to understand. Just because everyone knows that their father is a person does not necessarily mean that they want to, uh, till the end, maintain a very loving relationship with the father. You do see many sons who have not managed to develop that affectionate relationship with the father. They want only the father's inheritance. Okay, just give me the inheritance. They want just that. So, uh, so similarly, those personalities who lack that Bhaktionmukhi Sukriti, the devotional Sukriti, for them, they have only sufficient Sukriti to accept the personality of Godhead. They have only sufficient Sukriti to worship Him, but they don't have sufficient Sukriti to aspire for establishing a relationship with Him. Okay, that they don't have. Okay, so does Vishishtadvaita in Sri Sampradaya fall under this category? No. They don't aspire for Sahajya Mukti at all. They want personal liberation in service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. How can we forcefully develop sadhu qualities and naturally these qualities will not come? What is the solution? It may take lifetime austerity to develop sadhu qualities. Well, um, it is not, see, sadhu qualities, first thing we should appreciate them. When we appreciate them, and we should aspire for them. So when we come to that level of aspiration, we should understand that to develop these qualities, Trinadapi Sunichena Tarorapi Sahishnana Amanina Manadena Kirtaniya Sadahari. So these qualities will naturally come when there is subduing of Rajoguna and Tamoguna. And when there is a prominence of Sattva-guna, these qualities will naturally develop. And for us, this development of these qualities should manifest along with our development of love for Krishna. So which means for devotees, the subduing of the Rajogun and Tamogun should come through the process of bhakti. Because only by the process of bhakti, Anartha Nivritti and Artha Pravritti, they happen parallelly. So naturally, so when we diligently try to practice bhakti, gradually we will develop these qualities. But as we saw the other day, even though we may not have these qualities internally, but externally we should do. I know I don't feel humbled, but if I act humbly, the Vaishnava will be pleased. If the Vaishnava is pleased, my Guru Maharaj will be pleased. And if my Guru Maharaj is pleased, Srila Prabhupada will be pleased. And if Srila Prabhupada will be pleased, the whole parampara and Krishna will be pleased. So for that purpose, even though I don't feel humble, I will act humbly. So what does that mean? So when we do that, we actually please Krishna and the whole Guru Parampara. And by that, we make progress. And when we make progress, then naturally the Rajogun and Tamogun will get subdued, Sattvagun will become prominent, And when this happens, naturally, these qualities will also develop. So, like that. Okay, what is Sayujya Mukti? Is it easier than Bhakti Yoga? Sayujya Mukti means impersonal liberation. To attain it is it easier than Bhakti Yoga? Well, it depends on one's qualification. If one has Bhaktionmukhi Sukriti, then for them, this is not easier than Bhakti Yoga. For those who have that Sukriti, Bhakti Yoga will be easy. For those who do not have that Sukriti, those who have some Mokshonmukhi Sukriti or Sukriti for Moksha, then for them that path may be easier. Okay, now having said that, okay, we will be using lot of terminologies in these sessions. And one thing I will just clarify for those of you who may not know, I've told this many times. These sessions are there for those who have minimum at least completed Bhakti Shastri and have studied Srila Prabhupada's books. Okay. So I am presuming that, because these sessions will be relevant for them. They must have spent at least a good amount of time studying Srila Prabhupada's books and have understood the basic philosophy. Okay. And then these sessions can be beneficial for them. So it's my kind request that those devotees, if you have not studied Srila Prabhupada's books and if you have not actually completed Bhakti Shastri, even, some older devotees, you may be practicing Bhakti for 20, 25 years and you may not have Bhakti Shastri. We are not talking about them, but otherwise, generally, Bhakti Shastri, I say, because at least there is at least some force to read the books and complete the portions. At least 4 or 5 important books you read in Bhakti Shastri, that is important. Could you please elaborate on Preeti Lakshanam? What are the attributes in one develops naturally? Preeti means affection. Affection means a kind of friendly affection where where there is a healthy emotional dependence on the other person, where you look forward to spending time with the other person and get nourished in your heart. That is Preeti. That kind of affection they do not have with those people who are griheshu jayat majarati matsu dehambara vartikeshu. To those people who are attached to eating and drinking and who are attached to their house, wives, sons, and wealth. With such people, they don't wish to have that kind of a preeti, but they do have anukampa. Not that affection also they do not have. Okay. Does Tapodivyam refer to Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti? I presume Raga Bhakti is not felt by the practitioner as austere. You can say that. Yeah. Correct. Yes. But for that Raga Bhakti, one need to have that lobha. One cannot imagine that they have that lobha. One has to have that lobha. But if that lobha is not there, then vidhi is important. It is needed. Yes, Pavan Gaurang Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Dhanavad Pranam Prabhuji.
Dhanavad Prabhu.
Prabhuji, my question is related to the impersonalist Mayavadi. Like you mentioned that we know that Mayavadis are impersonalists also in the category of the transcendentalists. And Prabhupada also quoted in one of the...
No. I did not say that. I did not say Mayavadis are in the category of transcendentalists. I said the Jnana Yogis, proper Jnana Yogis who worship the personal form of the Lord, but aspire for merging in the impersonal Brahma Jyoti, they are transcendentalists. I never said Mayavadis are transcendentalists.
So now what is the difference between this Mayavadi This is now. Then I need this kind of clarification, Prabhu. Then Mayavadis. What is the difference between Mayavadi and the one who is entering into the one who wants to merge in the form of the Lord? Then what is the difference between these two, Prabhu? First, then.
Mayavadi means one who does not accept that the absolute truth has a form, has a name, has qualities. He does not accept that only. And he thinks that the form, name, qualities are all Mithya Maya. So that understanding is the understanding of a Mayavadi, and that is an offensive understanding. And because of that offense, that Mayavadi, even though he may aspire to merge in the Brahmajyoti, but he will go to hell because of repeatedly offending the Supreme Lord. But a Brahmavadi or a proper Jnana Yogi or an Ashtanga Yogi, he accepts the personal form of the Lord, worships the personal form of the Lord. But when it comes to destination, he is more attracted to the impersonal Brahmajyoti than the personal abode of the Lord or a personal relationship with the Lord. This is the difference.
Okay, the first Mayavadi. Now you are that's what my question is here. You mentioned that one who hear from him and he will also go, and the hearer will also go in the Naraka. So although it means it is he is going to the Naraka because he is completely denying the form of the Lord. Is this is only the reason, bro?
Yeah, he's offending the Lord.
But we do have the understanding of that Lord has both form and it doesn't have form. But Lord says that one who has the form, he is appreciating more. But he doesn't. He is having the understanding of the what there is a consideration for one who is attracted to the formlessness. He is given reward, but another person who is not having that like maybe likingness, or he completely denying that, for that he is giving the naraka. How to understand this, Prabhu?
See, he goes to Naraka means he will not go to Naraka. He is bound by karma.
Okay, yes.
That's what it means.
Okay, okay, Prabhu. Okay. And one more thing is that now the follower here, why? Because here Prabhupada also writes in the Bhagavad Gita introduction, Mayavada Bhasisunale Hoye
Hari
Sarvanas.
Sarvanash.
Then Prabhupada quotes the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he told that, and Prabhupada writes it there, and the goal of life means one who hears from the Mayavadi, the goal of life is changes. This is the hellish condition. So in that sense, I want to understand.
Yeah, in that sense also, because for Vaishnavas, um, uh, you know, what is it? As Prabodhananda Saraswati says, Kaivalyam Narakayate.
Gayate,
In
Akasha
that
Pushpa.
sense also, Tridashapur Akasha Pushpayate.
Yes.
So in that sense also, that Kaivalya is like Naraka because there is no opportunity to serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In that sense, also it is Naraka. Actually, for
Okay.
devotees, it is all the more Naraka. Yeah.
Literally means Naraka here, it is not that hellish, no, like a loka, but the condition he feels, the devotee will feel that without Lord, he feels that condition as a hellish condition. Is it that,
No,
Prabhu?
that is
Ah,
for the Brahmajyoti. But for the Mayavadi,
okay.
if we associate with them, not that we will just see, if we associate with Mayavadis and get attracted to Sahyajya Mukti, that is not a problem. But by
Okay.
associating with Mayavadis, we'll become offenders of the Supreme Lord. That is a big problem. Because you
Okay.
will not even get, not only that you will get attracted to Brahmajyoti, but you will not attain that Brahmajyoti also.
Like Prabhu, I just want to ask one question. Like in previous sessions also, one time you mentioned that one devotee, how he will when he comes in the association of a Vaishnava, he will come to the devotional path. If somebody comes in the association of some gnani, he will take up the gnani. Now here in this case, one who comes in the association with the Mayavadi,
Hmm.
now whatever understanding he has, he is achieving the Brahman platform, but how
No,
the
he will not
associate?
achieve the Brahman platform. He will not achieve the Brahman platform. Okay. Everyone who wants to purchase a house cannot purchase a house. They have to have the money to purchase the house. A Mayavadi only has desire to go to Brahman, but he does not have any qualification to go to Brahman.
Okay, although
Because the qualification to go to Brahman or achieve any transcendental thing is to worship the Supreme Lord in his form. Mogasha, Moga Karmano, Moga Jnana Vichetasa. Right?
yes.
So, Rakshasim Asurim Chaiva
Okay.
Prakritim Mohinim Shrita. So, they will. Where is the question of attaining Brahma Jyoti if they reject the personal form of the Lord? So, you cannot reject the personal form of the Lord. You may not necessarily want to establish a loving relationship with Him. Rather, you may want to just um, you may want to just merge in the impersonal Brahma Jyoti. That is fine. But if you say that absolute truth has no form at all, or whatever form you are ascribing to the absolute truth is all Maya, uh, illusory, that is offensive.
Okay. Even that person will not be qualified. Means he will not enter into the any even Sahajya Mukti also, that Brahman platform. Yes, Prabhu.
No, not even close.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you so much.
Right. Sita Kantram Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dhanasvana.
Prabhu.
Prabhuji, I need some clarification regarding serving the Lord than serving the devotees is more powerful than serving the Lord. Like in the when we're in a big when we get opportunity to do seva in the big temples, Prabhuji, we have more devotees, more number of devotees, and service opportunities are more. At the same time, fault finding, criticism, and some disturbance also will be there, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
And when we have a small temple, let us say one or two devotees are there, and who are properly, nice, very good devotees, and so their service opportunities are more. And but the kind of association we are getting in the bigger temples, but we may not find here. So, is there any hope that we can do seva in smaller temples with one or two good devotees and maintain our consciousness?
Yeah, I mean, if the one or two devotees, if they are good devotees, or if we can, uh, if we can establish good relationships with them and keep inspiring each other, it does not matter if there are 100 devotees or two devotees. Even if there are two devotees, if both of them are sincere enough to progress on the path of bhakti and they are committed to establishing meaningful relationship with each other and inspire each other on the path of bhakti, that will be much more powerful than to have very superficial relationship with 100 people in a big temple. Oftentimes you will see, even though people living in a big temple, many of them are actually maybe lost. They may not really have any meaningful relationships. Uh, so just because living in a bigger temple does not immediately give a very extraordinary advantage. Uh, in smaller temple, you may have an opportunity to sit with that person, have meaningful Krishna conscious or Krishna centered conversations, establish a good relationship. So, but in big temple, you will see, you will oftentimes, you are staying in a smaller temple, you will think that the bigger temple is great advantage. And then you go to the bigger temple, the old people will always say, how nice it was when our temple was small. Okay. So, the most important thing is if bigger or smaller, if there is an endeavor to establish meaningful Krishna conscious, Krishna centered relationships, then that is advantageous.
Yes, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, one more thing. Now I am taking the association, like online association, like attending your classes like that. And so attending having physical association is more powerful, or online association also can help, Prabhuji?
The online association, to some extent, yes, it can help. Physical association is very important, but if physical association is not so meaningful and deep, then online association, if it is more meaningful and deep, then it is better. But ideally, if you have meaningful association which is physically available, that is definitely better.
Okay, Prabhuji. Okay, Prabhuji. Fine, Prabhuji. Thank you. Thanos.
Shiv Kumar Prabhu,
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Dhanavad Prabhu.
Dhanavad Prabhu.
Prabhu, one question, Prabhu, from it's actually carry over from 2 weeks, Prabhu. Sorry, I could not ask, and somehow it got slipped, and in between few days I could not get time. Is it okay, Prabhu? Can I bring it up?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Okay, Prabhu. So, Prabhu, we talked about Priyavrata performing the role like a regular king and enjoying the worldly pleasures. Might look
Seemingly
like
enjoyed.
seemingly yes, Prabhu. Seemingly enjoying is looks like in mundane form. It looks like he's enjoying like a karmi, but actually his pleasure is coming from the fact that he is playing the role that the Lord has given to him. Like he is part of the Lord's plan. So I have been thinking about it, Prabhu, and I'm just trying to compare it against how does it compare with, say, Bhishma Dev, who is also playing the role that the Lord has assigned for him, and that he is actually he has to take the side of evil, and to an extent that he has to play it against the pure devotees and the Lord himself. So I just want to compare and contrast, Prabhu, and I have a question on that. Can you just throw some light, Prabhu? In the sense that does he also, in the sense that does Bhishmadev have no guilt that he is playing that role at all in his heart, and he does have pleasure in playing that role? Is that how devotees should understand?
Well, devotees should see that whether the Supreme Lord utilizes. See, basically, Bhishma Dev is a pure devotee. So only under Yogamaya's influence he would be acting as Duryodhana's aid or helping him or whatever. Okay. So, and out of prema he may show remorse also. You will see him lamenting. Oh, I did like this, I sided with evil like that.
Yes.
Okay. That is natural for a person at the stage of prema. Even for certain, his standards would be so high that he may be lamenting. Okay. But we have to understand, even though that personality may be lamenting, they are actually executing the plan of Krishna.
Okay.
The director has written the script and given to the actor. The actor goes to the stage and acts. Okay. Whatever is the role. The actor may say, play the role, play the role of a Duryodhana's aid. And these are your dialogues. And this is how you act. And he says, okay, fine, I will do it. Okay. So therefore, in stage play, what he does, what he acts, we don't have to really try to take it very seriously and evaluate. Okay. So real Bhishma Dev is Bhagavatam's Bhishma Dev. And the one who sides with Duryodhana, that was the role assigned to him by Krishna. He played that role.
Okay. So Prabhu, generally, the way we should understand is the pure devotees have no disappointment that Krishna is making them to play such role.
No.
Okay.
They don't. They're happy that Krishna is engaging them in service.
Okay, Prabhu. Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Okay, how much time we have? We have 3 minutes time. Yes, Mamta Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Pranam.
kind of.
Prabhuji, we just heard about the Mayavadis that they would not reach the destination that they're looking for. How do we understand demons like Shishupala and where they would get attain impersonal Brahman?
Okay, very good point. How do we understand that even demons like Shishupal would attain, but the Mayavadis won't attain? The understanding is that Shishupal, at least he absorbed him, he did not disbelieve in the personal form. Okay, he at least accepted that Krishna's personal form is real. He at least accepted that, and he absorbed himself in that personal form of Krishna. Even though it was in an inimical mode, but there was tremendous sense of attraction to the absorption in that personal form. So for that reason, he was rewarded with Sahyajya Mukti. But the Mayavadis do not only accept the personal form, then where is the question of absorbing themselves in the personal form? So how can you give them any credit?
Okay, so it's like the Mayavadi, he doesn't even think that there is no form, but in case of the demons, they believe that there is a form, but they're offending.
Yeah. But even in that offense, there is absorption in that personal form. So which gives them the Sahyajya Mukti. I mean, if only it was positive absorption, then they would be getting prema. But because it is negative absorption, they get only Sahyajya Mukti. But that absorption has to be rewarded because you are absorbing your mind in the form of Krishna. But because that absorption is negative, therefore they get Sahyajya Mukti. If only it was positive, they would get prema.
Okay, so it's like Krishna is merciful that even though it was a negative absorption, they get the destination.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. So it's time. I'll have to leave now. And I think Radha Pramod Prabhu has some technical issues. So today we will not have Srila Prabhupada's purport session. So we will pause here and we will continue this discussion tomorrow. Thank you all very much for your patient listening and enthusiastic participation. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur Pad ki jai. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Hare Krishna. Thank you.